My names are Dr. David Ole Sankok, Chairman, National Council for Persons with Disabilities. I'm also the Chairman, Narok Central Business Association, and a father, and a businessman, and a brother to many. I was born and brought up here in Narok at a place called London, that is in Mao Division. And we were brought up in a very humble background, in what we call a typical Maasai setup, whereby kupata chakula ni shida, na ni kwenda kuchunga ng'ombe, kupigana na masimba, na maisha ya kawaida ya Maasai. Na nikaenda shule, si ati kwa sababu lazima tuende shule, ni kwa sababu serikali imesema ya kwamba watoto wote lazima wapelekwe shule. So we started school just as a fun, lakini our ambitions were elsewhere. Ambition yetu ilikuwa ni ya kwamba later on in life we will be Morans. Life was a bit harsh those days. Nyumba ni ya nyasi, na saa zingine ikinyesha maji naingia ndani. Mattress hakuna, ni ngozi ya ng'ombe, na hiyo ngozi ya ng'ombe mnalala, ngozi moja mnalala mkiwa kama 10. I went to school, Ole Sankok Primary School, when I was able-bodied. I was a bit arrogant to other students and a bully, feared by many. I used to play football just as an exercise to prepare me to what was required as a Moran. Also to be 100 meters runner. In fact, I represented my school in provision level when I was in class 6 in 100 meters. Ilikuwa nikichomoka ni fumbi tu. Kuna mtu mwingine anaangalia. Unajua I'm short. So nikitoka ni kuchomoka. When I was in class 6, things started happening. And I say it is the hand of God. I fell sick while I was at home in our holiday. It was April holiday. So I fell sick. I was taken to hospital at night. It was pneumonia. So I was convulsing, was fainting. So my parents were really walistuka wakanikimbisha hospitali. So I was taken to an hospital in Maela near Naivasha. The doctor was a bit asleep, so he was waken up around 5 times. Then I think because of that dizziness of uzingizi, na the issue that he didn't want to wake up. You know, sleep is also very sweet. It's one of the sweetest things that we have in this world. So the guy woke up and did his diagnosis, which I don't blame, and then he injected me. When he injected me, I became okay. Yes, the fever that I was having went down. The pneumonia actually subsided. So I was taken back home. I was very happy that mtoto amepona. Lakini kuamka asubuhi, you know, active as I was, try to run out of bed, you know. Those days you don't wake up, you run out of bed. So I tried to run out of bed. I fell down. Hey, I now thought, what is the problem? I woke up again. No, I fall again. Kasema nini nafanyika bwana? Kujaribu kuangalia mguu yangu ya kulia, nimeshapoteza senses. So kaita mama akanikimbiza back to hospital. Sasa najaribu kuamka, kuna nguvu kwa mguu moja, tukakimbia hospitali. Daktari akasema hii muende massage mpake chumvi. Kaenda nikapakwa chumvi for 1 or 2 weeks. It was not improving. So I was taken to Kijabe Mission Hospital, whereby they told me this is a permanent disability. I have now to learn to walk with crutches. Yes, it was a shock. And anybody, if you are told, active as you may be, that this is now you are permanently disabled, and that I was young at that time, it was not very good news. But in everything that normally happens to a human being, God must be having a purpose. And we must take everything positively. If you take things negatively, I'm assuring you, you will die with a lot of negativity, because in every day we wake up, there are a lot of negative things that happen around us. There are a lot of things that we may not like that happen around us. But a great human being is a human being that will use those obstacles as stepping stones and not an excuse to self-pity. Of course, after that, we went home. Now I was on crutches. My parents were very annoyed. They wanted to sue the doctor. But to me, as young as I was, I decided no. The doctors in Kijabe have said this is permanent and that it is irreversible. So if it is permanent and irreversible, if we sue the doctor and the doctor decides to pay us even 1 million Kenya shillings, 1 million Kenya shilling is not my leg. And I believe every part of our bodies is not worth any number, any amount of shillings or dollars or euros or whatever. It cannot be equated. So then I told my parents, no, let us not sue the doctor. What have happened, have happened. In fact, my parents thought maybe the way I've taken it lightly, most likely I want to commit suicide. So when I was taken back to school, Ole Sankok Primary School, I was put under 24-hour surveillance. I was taken to the principal's home so that I stay in his house, so that he can watch over me at night. And then during daytime, teachers are always on the lookout. When I go to short calls, there's somebody who accompanies me. If I go to try and play, people are always accompanying me. Little did they know that I have already made my mind that now that I am physically disabled, I still have my mouth, I still have my hands, I still have my brain. And that those other organs can be used and make maximum use of them. And any human beings, if you decide to use your brain, because most human beings use 5% of their brains. That's documented, that is medical. If a single human being decides to use 15% of his brain, he will become a superhuman being. So now it is upon us to decide that what have remained is what we will use, rather than lamenting. If you keep on looking backward and you are moving forward, then you'll most likely stumble because you are not seeing the way. And you may break your leg, you may break your hand, you may break even your head. But if you decide that what have passed, it have passed, and that I am moving forward, then you will definitely succeed. Before I became disabled, I was number 71 out of number 72. And actually, I believe number 72 did not do the exam, because all the years I was always number last. You know, it is not that number last, kusema number last. No. It is the number last. You know, number last, that one that you deserve to be last. Yes, the one that the marks between you and the second last is actually 100 marks, not really accidentally. Then when I started now being serious in the use of my brain, I became number 15. That is second time of class 6. Then after that, number 8, number 3, and then number 1. And then when I became number 1, that is what I became all through till university level. I also decided to use my hands. And immediately when I finished Form 4, before I joined the university, I went to Narok Polytechnic, where I studied carpentry. As we speak now, I'm a qualified carpenter. And as you can see, Osim Country Lodge, most of the buildings and the construction at Osim Country Lodge is the use of timber. Because as a carpenter, and as a man who is proud to be a carpenter, then I use so much materials that are used by carpenters. So I can say that set your ambition and God will be with you. I also decided that I have to use my brain. I don't have to say it, having qualified to the University of Nairobi. That is the pride of East and Central Africa. You know, it's not a University of Nairobi, it's the University of Nairobi. Those days, it's not easy to be there, especially those days of the regular program when there was no parallel degree program. Anyway, even if there was no parallel degree program, I could not have afforded it because my parents were very poor. So that is the use of the brain. Yes, after, of course, when I became disabled, one thing was very clear. It was very difficult, especially that I was a bully. And I've rubbed shoulders or rubbed people the wrong way. And when they saw that I'm now disabled, they knew this is payback time. And immediately my difficult time was actually second term of class 6 and that time. Because everybody wanted now to prove sasa hauwezi. Most of them, I remember one boy by the name Moisari Esho. Yes? He said, "You mean you are disabled?" Hey, my God. So he ran away with my my crutches. Went away with them and left me for almost 2 days. So it was difficult for me. Yes? And every time he come beat me around, you know, I cannot move. So I cannot fight back. And it was a bit difficult. And then after high school, I remember also another day was that I was not good in the use of my crutches. So when I was around class 7, I think class 7 or class 8, I went to look after my father's cows in the forest. So I went there jumping, you know, and so on. Accidentally, when I was trying to jump across the river, 2 of my crutches, both of them, broke at the same time. You know, I had already put all the weight and tried to jump. So they broke. When they broke, of course, the cows left. You know, when the cows left and they go home, they don't say, "Sankok, we have left him in this direction." And you know, in our setup, you can take cows to north, west, east, and whatever. So when the cows come home without the shepherd, they did not know where did I take the cows for grazing. So they did not know where to start looking for me. I walk on my knees for almost 5 kilometers. It is very difficult in a rocky environment to walk on your knees. In fact, my hands were already soaked with blood, my knees and water. I was there for 48 hours. Luckily enough, my parents got me, you know, the whole of the 48 hours, they were in the bush, calling, but accidentally they may have gone to the wrong direction. And having starved for 48 hours, dehydrated, after walking, tired, my voice was not also loud enough. At times I hear people calling me while I was in the bush, but answering back, they don't hear. I think because my voice was a bit low. So there were a bit of challenges, but those are what make human beings strong. And that is what I say. We thank God for all those obstacles because they will become stepping stones.